Hello and welcome to your yoga practice today. At the time of recording, we are just about to have the autumn equinox, that transition time from the fiery energy of summer, and we're kind of all out there, to the quieter, more nurturing, nourishing energy of autumn, where we gather the harvest in as we begin to hibernate. In traditional Chinese medicine, this transition time can be a time of heightened anxiety. If you think we have the buildup of a more kind of windy energy blowing the leaves off the trees, and sometimes that can make us feel a little bit unsettled. So if that's true for you, that might well be a reason why. So today's practice, we are looking at the autumn and thinking about ways to ground ourselves, ways to slow down. And quite literally, the solstice means stand still. The sun stands still. So it's a time for a natural pause. So we're going to be thinking a little bit about our root chakra. That's mainly our feet and our legs. And of course, using autumn as a metaphor. So let's begin straight away with grounding ourselves. And we're going to come into a pose where we lie on the ground. And you might know the shape, banana pose. So it's very similar. We lie on our back and we tilt to the right, bringing our right foot to the side with our right shoulder in line, and then take your arms overhead, just ever so gently holding onto your left wrist. But we're going to change this into what we call fallen tree. So we're going to take that left foot and rest it on the right inner thigh. So we're effectively doing tree pose on our back. So have a little wiggle there as we start. Lightly tuck the chin and let the shoulders settle. And now close your eyes. And take a really full, deep breath into the whole body. And just to begin with, let's take a conscious sighing breath out. Relax the jaw, relax the face. And there's a quote from the Sufi poet Rumi, be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. So can you do that now and just drop away anything that you've kind of started this practice with, any thoughts that might be whizzing around, anything left over from yesterday, perhaps any plans for later today, and come into this moment now. And just take another full deep breath in. Feel the belly rise, the ribs expand. And again, let everything else just drop as you sigh the breath out. And just take a moment now to feel the body and every part of it that is on the earth. Back of the heel, the calf, thighs, hips. And can you get a sense of weightiness as you drop your body into the earth? And come back to the breath. So a really simple way when we're feeling a bit angsty is to focus on our breathing and with the attempt to lengthen it. Lengthen the inhale. Lengthen the exhale. And if you're feeling especially anxious, it can be really useful to have a longer exhale to inhale. So I'm just going to leave you here for about 30 seconds, just falling into the rhythm of your breath. Right now, just like a tree, what dead leaves do you need to drop? And very slowly come to the center. Become a little bit more symmetrical now. Have the arms out wide, the feet out wide. Just balance yourself out between sides. And again, take another really full couple of deep breaths. Feel every part of you that is grounded on the earth. Feet, the backs of the legs, shoulders, hips. And now let's tilt to the left. So we're just going to hold that right wrist as we ease ourselves towards the left. And then we're going to take that right foot to the inner left thigh. So again, we're in a fallen tree shape. And breathe. And just check in now, you begin this practice, how you are feeling, what your energy levels are like, your emotions. Perhaps there are places of tenderness in the body, just checking in. And once again, let's come back to center. And start to think about your roots now as you take the feet towards the ground and really consciously press into the heels and the toes. And as we feel the roots of our feet, we're just going to slowly start to peel up now into a little bridge pose. So breathing in, lifting up the hips, lower back, mid back, upper back. Exhale, coming back down again, upper back, mid back, lower back. And just do 2 or 3 more of those, just easing into the body. And we use our feet and legs in the back bend. So just noticing if yours is sort of curling up. Today's practice, we really want to be deeply rooted. And come back to center. And bring those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little loving hug now. So often at times of seasonal change, our digestion can go a little bit off. And that's why in many traditions, people do detoxes or liver cleanses. So just thinking about twisting now. So taking your arms out to the side, we're going to just start to breathe in at the center. And as we exhale, take your knees over to the right, but don't quite let them land. Inhale back to center. Exhale, knees to left, but don't quite let them land. And I'm going to do that 2 more times. Breathing in to the side. Breathing in to the other side. Just do 1 more on each side with your own breath. And next time your knees come to the right, can you keep them there? As the knees come to the right, take your right hand to the thighs and just gently ease those knees over as you look towards the other side. And we're using this right hand again as a gesture of being grounded. We're just making that connection with ourselves as we breathe consciously into the left arm. And as you breathe out, soften, settle, left shoulder, the face. Breathing into the left lung. Exhale, we soften. And then draw your belly in towards your spine now as we take Uddiyana Bandha and come back to center and let the knees drop over to the left. And again, use this left hand as a way to ground yourself as you extend into your right arm and breathe into the right lung. And when we're in our busy mind, can we use our breath as a way to anchor ourselves into the body? And let thoughts be like those leaves just falling off the tree. Just watch them, but then let them settle without chasing them around. And then let's come back to center. So another element of autumn is nourishing our joints. As the dryness in the weather comes, we get a little drier in the joints. So let's take our legs and hands up and wrap all the fingers around your thumbs and just start to circle. So we're saying, circling the ankles. Might get a crack or a pop or 2 here. That's really normal. And then just shake everything out. And as we hold on to the backs of the knees now, we're going to roll up and down the spine a few times. So we're going to use this metaphor for autumn quite a few times today as we take the shape of tree. So let's come into an upright tree shape now as we extend that right leg and have the left knee bent. And with your fingers either side of you, lift your heart and chest towards the sky and close your eyes just for a moment, breathing in. And as you breathe out, ground down into the hips. So we're going to take this right hand and slide it towards the right foot now as we breathe in, and take the left arm up and over your ear. And like a tree swaying in the wind, breathe your way up and take the left hand down and the right arm up and over. So just like a swaying tree, do that 1 more time. And if this pattern feels good to you, then you're going to stay here. Alternatively, this time, as we come back, we're going to lift up our right hip too. So as the left hand comes down, the right hip and the right arm lift. So coming into a side stretch, and let's do that 1 more time. And this time, as the left hand comes down, we stay up as we extend into the right fingers and press into the right foot. And take a huge breath into the right thumb. And gently come back down again. And now crisscross that right shin in front of the left as we take what we call the soothe grind. So breathe in, we come forwards. Exhale, we come back. Maybe you add the neck as well, just uncoiling any tension that might have arisen. And just as the solstice means stand still, let's spiral inwards now until we come to a standstill. And once again, as we come to a standstill or a sit still in this case, can you feel everything that grounds you to the earth? Feel the sit bones. And as we press the sit bones down, can we rise up into the heart and chest and take a breath into the center of our heart? Exhale, perhaps releasing breath out. And now let's take the left leg out to the side as the right foot comes in. So again, we're taking this little tree shape, sliding the left arm down. We sweep the right arm up and over as we inhale. And as we exhale, we come back up again like a swaying tree, lifting the left arm up. One more of those seated. And now we might add two where we lift the hips. So as the right hand comes down, the left hip lifts, we reach into our left fingers and we breathe. And we exhale as we come back down again. Right arm over ear. One more time. And reach into those left fingers as you press down into the left foot and breathe into the whole body. And let's come back down again. And now let's cross the other shin in front, the left shin. And if you can remember the way you circle, can you come the opposite way? And if you can't remember, it doesn't matter. So just easing into the body, taking these spirals. Again, connect with that which grounds you, the hips. And once again, we come to that standstill. So we come into center. And from there, let's rise our arms up, just like branches of a tree, but just soften the shoulders. Interlace the palms and lift the heels of the hands up. And we're going to circle again, but this time in our upper back. So just feeling the shoulders. And then change the direction of your circles. And there's another saying about trees. Trees remind us how nice it is to begin again. So every new breath is a brand new beginning. Let's lift our heels of our hands and take a huge breath in. And as we exhale, circle the arms around. And just roll those shoulders out a little bit. So we're going to come onto all fours now as we come to start flowing a little bit more. And again, really connect to that which roots you. So that's going to be the hands. Can you make them as wide as you can? Just a little wider than the shoulders. Press down into the shins and either the tops of the feet, or you can take the toes. So what roots you more? And as you press down now, let's drop our tummies and lift the heart, lift the tailbone as we inhale. As we exhale, press the floor away as you tuck the chin. Do two more of those. So close to the earth in these shapes, that might be where you stay. Or you might already be ready for downward facing dog. So there's no good or bad choice, follow your instinct. And downward facing dog, think about your roots again as you pedal out the feet. So alternating heel lifts. Make it really slow, that kind of autumnal energy. And then come to a place where you can press the floor away with the hands and ease the heels towards the ground. So you're either staying with cat and cow or now coming into dog and plank. So from downward facing dog, you come forward to plank. Bend the knees, come back to dog. So feel the shifting of the weight from hands to feet, from feet to hands. So it's our hands and our feet, effectively, that are our roots. And from there, press the floor away in downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and fix the gaze between the feet. So the back of the neck is long, almost like your head is a piece of fruit just about to fall off a tree. And as you breathe in now, let's sweep that right leg towards the sky. Flex the foot. And as you gaze forward, take the right foot between the hands. And you might come up onto fingertips, or you might use books or yoga bricks, just as I have here. And let's drop that left knee now. And as we breathe in, we're just going to sweep the arms up to the sky, Anjaneyasana, reaching into your fingers. As you exhale, take your fingers to your floor and straighten the right leg. Breathing in, let's come back up again. Breathing out, straighten the right leg. Do 2 more of those. And you can do this by keeping your fingers on the floor as well and just working into the legs. So you choose what's best for you. Next time we come up, we stay up now, reach into your fingers, take a deep breath into the center of the heart. And now we take a twist. Let the left hand come to the ground and the right arm rise. And now circle that right arm around you. So just moving into the shoulder joints. And do that one more time. And next time that right hand comes down, we're going to lift the left knee, feel the strength in the left leg, and press yourself back to downward facing dog. And take a moment again to feel everything that reaches you, the hands and the feet. Breathing in, forward to a plank pose. As you breathe out, drop down onto the thighs and roll your body onto the earth. Pubic bone, chest, forehead. And breathe in on the ground. And then as you exhale, just soften. Breathing in, press into the hands, lift up to baby cobra. Exhale, come back down again. And do 2 or 3 more of those. Stay low, because we're really staying connected to the earth. Just uncoiling the spine. On this final one, you might just stay. Look over one shoulder, stretch the side, look over the other shoulder as you stretch the other side. And as you slowly come back down again, lift up the feet, lift up the knees, and press yourself back to downward facing dog. And take a breath. As you breathe out, be like a tree, let those dead leaves drop. Let it all go. And let's bring up that left leg now. As the left leg rises, we spread the left toes. We gaze forward and take the foot between the hands. And sometimes we have to drag it there. Breathe in, we bend the left knee, we raise the arms. Exhale, we straighten the left leg. 2 more of those. And we've all got our own unique breath patterns, so we're just working with yours. Well, you are, I'm working with mine. And now the last one, just breathe in, let's stay. Can we lengthen from the waist to the fingers as we lift the heart and lift the chest and take the deepest breath. Remember a longer exhale to ground us. And now we take the right hand down as the left arm comes to that twist, and we take the circles. Next time that left hand comes down, we follow it with our gaze. We lift up the right knee and we press back to downward facing dog. And now we come through a vinyasa, however you choose. So you can skip it, you come into plank, you might drop the knees again, or this time you might lower to the earth with the knees lifted. Press into toenails, press into hands, breathe your way up into up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. And look at that little gap between the toes. And breathe in. And breathe out. And look towards the hands now as you step or hop towards the front of the mat. Breathe into a flat back. Breathe out to fold. A little bend in the knees as you super slowly roll up to stand. And as you come to stand, roll your shoulders back and consciously root down into the big toe, the little toe in the center of the heel. Feel your roots connecting you to the earth. And now we're going to come through a couple of rounds of Surya Namaskara. So breathing in, arms rise. Exhale, we fold. 1 move per breath. Breathe in, flat back. Step back with the left leg and just press into the fingers as you lift the heart, long spine. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe your way forward into a plank. Exhale, lower to the ground. Breathe your way up to a cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we're moving but at a very steady pace. Breathe in, left leg rises. Exhale, left foot between the hands. Long spine as you gaze forward. And then right foot comes next to the left. Breathe into a flat back. Breathe out to fold. Little bend in the knees. Inhale as you come to stand. Exhale, hands back to your heart. One more round on the other side. Inhale, we rise. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, flat back. Right leg back this time and lengthen the spine as you lift the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Same options. Remember, you can miss these out. Breathe your way forward. Exhale to lower. Breathe your way up. Exhale back. Downward facing dog. Let the head be wavy. Look between the toes. Inhale, right leg rises. Exhale, right foot comes forward. Heart forward. Left heel kicks back. Step left foot in to meet the right. Fold as you fold over those long legs. Let's just stay here in Uttanasana. And just for a moment, lift and spread all of your toes. Can you almost imagine you've got a pencil between each toe? Really spread them wide and then you root. And slowly come up again, halfway only, and just pause halfway. Hold on to the hips. And then slowly come all the way up to stand. And pause. And feel those feet rooting you to the earth. So bringing the element of twisting in a little bit more now. As we stand in Tadasana, we're going to breathe in as we sweep the arms up to the sky. Hold on to your left wrist and tilt to the right. Bounce up by 1 centimetre. And on your exhale, slowly take a half circle all the way down to the ground. At the bottom there, take a breath in. And then bend your right knee, take your right fingers to the earth and lift your left arm up, adding a little twist. Exhale, come back down again. Soft bend in the knees, roll up to stand. And let's do that on side 2. Inhale, arms rise up. Hold on to the right wrist, tip to the left. Lift by about 1 centimetre as you inhale. Exhale, all the way down to the ground. Bend the left knee as you take the left fingers down and breathe your right arm up. Exhale, hand comes down. Soft bend in the knees. Let's slowly roll up. So let's see if we can do that one more time on each side. Inhale, arms rise. Hold on to the left wrist. Exhale, tip to the right. Get heavy in the left foot. Bounce up 1 centimetre. And now let's go all the way to the ground. Bend the right knee, right fingers down. Breathe in, left arm rises. Exhale, left hand comes down. Soft bend in the knees. Roll up to stand. And who cares if you get your right and left model? Don't worry about that. Inhale, lift up. Hold on to right wrist, tilt to left. Press into the right foot. Inhale, come up 1 centimetre. Exhale all the way to the ground. Bend left knee, left fingers down. Breathe in, right arm rises. Exhale, right hand comes down. Little bend in the knees as you slowly come up to stand. And take a moment, one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And again, just press into the feet. When we're anxious, connecting to our feet can really help us quite literally feel grounded. So coming into a little repetitive flow now, and sometimes repetition is how we kind of soothe our nervous system. We can just switch off a little bit. So working with your breath, breathing in as you sweep the arms up to the sky. Exhale, let's come into chair pose. Bend the knees, sinking down, and press those hands together as you lift the heart. Deep breath, maybe sink a little lower. Exhale to fold. Breathe into a flat back. Step back, downward facing dog. And again, just take a moment to connect to everything that's rooting you. Feet, hands, and just breathe. As you breathe in, sweep that right leg. And remember, you can do this on all fours as well. Look forward and take the right foot between the hands. So we're going to build a little strength in our hips now, so our roots. Take the fingers and just hover them off the ground and then take the arms behind you. So we're parallel to the earth with our torso. And as we lean forward with the crown of the head, we kick back into that left heel and take a deep, deep breath. And then very gently, we peel the arms up. So we're going to come into some more twists now. Upon the inhale, we reach up. On the exhale, we take our left hand forward and our right hand back. Inhale, arms come up. Exhale, arms open wide. If you're wobbly, take a wider stance. 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. Inhale, lift. Exhale, open. And just pause now as you reach back into those right fingers. You might stay here or you might reach back and take the right hand to the back leg. And then extend from the left waist to the left fingers. So find that deep breath. Inhale, arms rise up. And now we take a third warrior. So remember this bricks, you can take your fingers to those. Otherwise, take your legs behind and look forward. And take 2 deep breaths as we balance. And sometimes balancing is wobbling. And then gently, gently drop your left foot back. So we're in pyramid pose. We have 2 straight legs, toes facing forward. Breathe in as you grow tall. And as you exhale, fold over that front long leg. Let the head be heavy as you look at the back foot. And take 3 deep breaths. And as you look forward, take the hands either side of that right foot and sweep it back to join the left. And pause to stay balanced, press into the feet and the hands. And your options is to stay here, have a little rest in child's pose, or come forward into a vinyasa. Breathe your way forward into plank, lower the body down, breathing in as you come up. Exhale, downward facing dog. And breathe. So we are going to do some lovely restful poses very soon. This is a flow and restore. Breathe in, left leg rises. Gaze between the foot, hands even, and bring that foot forward. So again, we're building up strength in our lower body, our roots. So we're just going to let those fingers hover. And then we take them behind. And as we kick back into the right heel, we take the crown of the head forward. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, arms open wide. So we're twisting again. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, arms open wide. Inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, arms open wide. Same options. You stay here or you tip back. Right arm reaches right waist to right fingers. Take a huge breath. Inhale, rise up. And now we take flight. So we don't have to migrate south like all the birds will be soon, but we can certainly stand on one leg. So reaching those fingers behind you. Remember, they can always come to the ground or grab onto a sofa. Kick back into that right heel and lengthen the spine. And again, when we're anxious, standing on one leg brings our energy into one place, our awareness. You can't be thinking of too much when you're balancing. And now let's drop that back foot back. So again, we're coming into pyramid pose. 2 really long legs. And as you inhale, you lift your heart. And as you exhale, you fold over that long leg. And let the head be weighty and heavy as you gaze at the back foot. And we breathe. And gaze forward. Let's frame the front foot and come back to downward facing dog. And we're all going to meet in child's pose. So if you wish to take a vinyasa on the way, you can. Otherwise, come and settle into this pose that's like autumn. It's all about coming inside. So take your forehead down and drop. So a pose that's almost like we're hibernating. We're coming into our own quiet, dark space. Press your forehead into the earth and deeply breathe into the back body. Like that quote, be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Right now, what are your thoughts? Where are they taking you? Can you drop them with the next breath? And we're going to be here for 4 full breaths, and try to really savor them. Don't rush them. So remembering solstice means stand still. How does it feel like just to stop? And take 3 more deep breaths all the way down to your lower back. And very slowly, let's make our way back. So we're going to do one more round, adding on to what we've just done, and then we're going to come to some really poses where we stop still. So once again, let's take downward facing dog. Press your hands into the earth as you lift your sit bones high. And as you breathe in, sweep that right leg up. Gaze forward as you take the foot between the hands. And again, we're just going to hover. So hands behind, crown of head forward, heel kicks back. Take 2 breaths here, building strength in that right hip. And we breathe in. So you remember the pattern last time, we had our arms open. You might repeat that, or this time come to a prayer twist. So breathe in, arms lift. Exhale, elbow comes across the body. Inhale, we rise up. Exhale, elbow comes across the body. Breathing in, we lift up. Exhale, elbow comes across the body. Final time, inhale, we lift. Left elbow to outside right thigh, and pause here. Press the left hand into the right to gaze over the back shoulder and breathe. So this is a completely mad balance now. Can't remember the name. Look down to your right foot and just see if you can hover. I'm not doing a very good job there. The left leg. Keep breathing, keep pulling the tummy in. And then once again, let's drop it down. Breathe your way up to a lunge. Well done if you did that, because that's a very tricky one. Take the hands to the hips. And once again, we're taking pyramid. Weight is even into both feet. Lift the heart, lift the chest. And come to a fold. So you either stay here in pyramid, which is the one we've just done, or you take your right hand to your lower back. And as you press into both feet, turn to the right, possibly taking your right arm up. So Parivrtta Trikonasana. And you might look at your right thumb. You might stay looking straight ahead. Press into both feet. And now quite simply, we're coming into the more familiar triangle. So we swap hands. We take the right hand to the right ankle. This time we lift the left arm up. And pause there as you breathe. And bring that left hand down. And let's lift back up into our lunge. So lifting the left heel, sweep the arms up to the sky. And without thinking too much, we're going to come into another tree as we shift the weight. Lift that left foot and place it on the inside of the right thigh. Press those hands together, lift the heart, lift the chest, and breathe into the whole body. So trees sway, remember, so it's really fine to do that. Let's lift our branches now as we sweep the arms to the sky. And we're just going to add a little side stretch. Let the left palm sit up on the right thigh as you left thigh as you tilt to the left. So breathing in, to the right lung. I can't believe I just burped there. There was some wind, some autumn wind on order. Reach the hands up to the sky, take the hands to prayer, and let's step back into a lunge. Inhale, arms rise up. Let's come back to downward facing dog. And pause in downward facing dog. This might now be another vinyasa. Inhale forward. Exhale to lower. Inhale to roll up. Exhale, downward facing dog. And just take a moment in downward facing dog. Breathe in. And breathe out. Last side of standing poses. Inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, foot comes between the hands. Once again, let's hover, take those fingers behind. And sweep the arms up. And as the arms reach up, kick back into that right heel. So we're going to do the twist again, either open arms or prayer. Exhale, right elbow to outer left knee. Thigh, sorry. Inhale, rise up. 3 more of those with your breath. And on this final one, we have so many choices. So first of all, we press the right hand into the left. This is where we might stay. Or we might look forward and just see what it feels like to lift that back leg. It's actually a lot easier than it looks. And we breathe. We drop that back foot down again. Sweep the arms up to the sky and come into pyramid pose. So drop the right heel. Press into both feet, feel your roots. Breathe in to grow tall. And as you exhale, you fold. So beginning with pyramid, making sure the weight is in the right foot as much as the left, because often we just shift it forwards. So again, same options, we stay here, or we come into twisted triangle. Left hand on lower back, turn to the left. Draw your belly in as you lift that left arm up, or keep the left arm down if that feels better. So again, you might look up to the thumb or you might look straight ahead. And from this twist, we then find length again. So we take the left hand to the left inner ankle, and then we sweep the right arm up and root down into the feet as you reach into the right fingers. We look down to the ground. We slowly lift up into a lunge. So start to swivel that right heel back. And then spring yourself up into tree pose. Right foot to inner left thigh. Begin with hands in prayer. From there, raise the arms up. Find your breath. And then we tilt to the side in a swaying tree. So from the left waist to the left fingers, we're breathing. Bring those arms up to the sky. Reach tall now, just like a tree, reach for the light. Lift that right knee up and step it back to a lunge. And our final vinyasa now, we take the hands either side of the front foot. We step that left foot back. Breathe your way forward, lower to the ground. Curl yourself up. And back we come to child's pose. Drop the forehead onto the hands. You might even roll the forehead side to side. And there's a little acupressure point there that's linked to relaxation. And pause. Take 3 deep breaths. And then very slowly come all the way up and bring those knees together. So we're going to come into a really grounding pose now called pigeon. We're going to do it as a back bend and then a restorative. Now, not everybody's body likes pigeon. If you've got any knee issues, I'll just tell you what to do. Come down to the ground, and I would say do this against a wall. So take your left foot against a wall and then bend your right knee as you take the foot just below the left knee. So this is a nice little stretch for our hip. When you use the wall, you kind of get a little bit more support, and we're all about grounding and support today. You can, of course, do it without a wall, as I am doing it here. So that's the option if you have any knee issues or it just doesn't feel quite right. Otherwise, we're going to get a bolster or a few pillows next to us. But first of all, we come upright. So we come onto all fours and we take our right knee next to the right wrist, and we start to move the right foot towards the left wrist. So in ancient India, the original pose would have had a parallel shin to the front of the mat, but that wouldn't be good for our hips. So just find a way, perhaps the right heel rest into the left hip point, lift up your left leg and just lengthen it behind you. So first of all, as we soften the left kneecap, we're going to bring those right hands behind, level with the hips, lift the chest. So just visualize that pigeon puffing up its chest. And you might take your hands to prayer. You might take them up to the sky. You might just keep them down. So keep lifting up. This is really a little back bend now. We're lifting the heart. We're lengthening the lower back. So take 3 breaths here. And now we start to come down. So this is where we might use our bolster or cushions, because we're going to be here for about a minute. So we come to lie on some support. Take the left ear down to bolster. And drop into stillness. So I'm going to time you for 1 minute starting from now. Focus on lengthening that exhale again. And pigeon really can encourage us to let go. So where are you not letting go? Notice if you're gritting your teeth. Can you soften the eyes? Just flutter your eyelashes. Can you drop the hips and let them melt? Are you scrunching in the toes? And just come back to the breath. And now we've been here for a minute. Just take 3 more deep breaths. Let each breath get deeper. And you're going to finish with a really long, sighing breath out. And then really slowly, use both hands to press yourself up. So obviously if you've been against a wall or in another shape, just come and join us now. So we drop our weight onto the right hip. And we're going to sweep that left leg around. So this pose is called Garmukhasana, and it's not accessible for everyone. So my left knee is sitting on top of my right knee, and my feet are either side of my hips. Now that might not be nice for you, in which case your left shin will come in front and you'll sit in a cross-legged position. So there's a quote from Vanda Scaravelli, never kill the instinct for the glory of the pose. So just make sure it's the right one for you. So this is a little hip stretch, middle fingers either side of you, press them into the earth to lift the heart, lift the chest, and then very consciously ground the hips, because often we lift and grip. So can we soften and go a little bit splodgy here? Many options again. Option 1 to stay here exactly where you are. You want to have a little bit more action in your hip flexors, take a little bit of weight and lean, or possibly you come to a forward fold. So there's no good, there's no bad choice, there's your choice. And once again, I'm going to watch the time as we stay here for a minute. And again, where can you let go right now? Is there a thought that just keeps popping into your mind? What can you let go of? So just notice any tightening, any gripping, any trying to pull away that you might be doing. Where can you surrender again? And once again, take 3 breaths. Let each breath get deeper. And slowly, slowly, slowly come up. So remember, we're trying to cultivate that autumnal energy. So there's no rushing now. Let's undo those legs. Just take them in front of you like little windscreen wipers. Let's wing them out side to side, easing into the outer hips. And then we're going to come into side 2. So again, you might have been on your back, in which case go back there. Otherwise, we'll take the left knee to the left wrist this time. Wiggle that left foot forward as you lengthen the right leg behind you. And again, can we walk everything back as we lift up like the pigeon? So same arms as you did before. You might take them to prayer, might take them up. Do watch your back with that one, or let your fingers come either side. And puff up your pigeon chest as you breathe in. Melt the shoulders away from the ears. Can you drop into this shape just a little bit more? If you have got your arms over your head, just make sure you're not really over-efforting there and tensing, because your breath will not be happy. You can notice with your breath if you're in the right place. And then when you're ready, let's drop into the restorative version. Let everything drop as you come down. And again, we're here for 1 minute. And once again, take 3 full deep breaths. And finish with that, releasing, letting it go in that final breath. And then slowly press into your hands. Slowly come up. Remember, the word is slow. And then we're going to tip ourselves onto the left hip. So it might be the same thing as previously. You might take the right shin in front of your left shin, or you might stack it on top. And if the knees don't quite touch, you can put a cushion in between them, but there's no point ramming yourself into a shape that the body just doesn't want to do. That's not practicing loving kindness, is it, or restoring? So breathe in as we grow very tall. And as we exhale again, we might take a little bit of weight onto our hip flexors, or we might come into a fold, and that can be with your shins crossed or the legs stacked. And once again, we drop into the stillness of a forward fold. So forward folds really suit the metaphor of autumn there, introspective. We drop into a quieter, darker space. And can we use the breath to help us deepen? And take 3 more deep breaths. Finish with a sighing breath out. And then very slowly, come all the way up again. And let's undo those legs, our roots. Move them side to side, really lazily now. We're getting towards the end of the practice. And let's come onto our backs. So finishing with a twist, a detoxifying, releasing autumnal twist. Let's bring those knees in towards the chest and just do the same one we did earlier. Just very lazily drop the knees to the right. Let's take our right hand to ground ourselves, rest it on the thigh. And just gaze over to the left inner elbow and breathe, breathe, breathe. And when we work with our root chakra, as we have been today, Muladhara, it's all about the element here is earth, but heaviness, stopping, grounding. Just feel weighty in the body. Take 2 more breaths. And then very slowly come all the way back. And drop the thighs over as we take the left hand as a gesture of grounding now and let the right arm come out to the side. And again, we just drop. Two more breaths. And back to center. And right at the beginning of the practice, we lift our arms and legs up. So do that again, but this time just shake them all out. Any last little bits of tension and tightness. And then come to settle into your Shavasana. So lying on the back, legs outstretched. You can also do this on your tummy, especially if you're very ungrounded. And it can be nice if you're a bit unsettled to put some weight on you. So I'm just going to show you that with a bolster. You might have a bag of rice. And that can really be helpful when we're feeling a bit unsettled. So you stay here. I'm just going to get up now to finish with a quote. So lying flat on the back now, just allow everything to drop into the earth. I'm thinking about autumn and trees. I'm just going to end with a quote from Ram Dass, who passed away last year. When you go out into the woods and you look at trees, you see all these different trees. And some of them are bent, some of them are straight, and some of them are evergreen. Some of them are whatever. And you look at the trees and you just allow it. You see why it is the way it is. You sort of understand that it didn't get enough light, and so it turned out that way. You don't get all emotional about it. You just allow it. You appreciate the tree. The minute you get near humans, you lose all that. And you are constantly saying, you are to this, or I am to that. And the judgment mind comes in. So I practice turning people into trees, which means appreciating them just the way they are. And of course, appreciating ourselves just the way we are too. So softening the whole body. And once again, just connect with everything that roots you to the earth. The shoulders, lower back, pelvis, hips, thighs, calves. And just spend a moment lingering your awareness into the feet, your roots. Spread the toes, soften the arches, and breathe. And breathe in as if your whole body is breathing in, every pore, every cell, every muscle, every fiber. Let the whole body breathe. And as you breathe out, let the body drop just a little bit more deeply into the earth. And just stay here now in this calming, grounding energy as you breathe in as if the whole body breathes in. And just notice, is the mind like leaves just blowing everywhere, taking you, scattering you? Can you come back to this moment now with this next breath? And now this next breath. And now this one. And just start to deepen your breath. Maybe this is where you need to stay right now, resting, hibernating just a little bit more. In which case, just press the off button, stay where you are. If it's time to move back into your day, then stay with this slow, grounded energy that we've been cultivating. Really slowly, lazily spread your fingers. Easily spread your toes. Maybe just move the head a little bit side to side. And perhaps you need a full energizing body stretch as you take your arms overhead. Maybe you prefer to curl up into a little ball. Just do what your body most needs. Your body knows. Don't listen to the mind too much. And then over the course of the next few breaths, you're just going to come into an upright seated position. Try not to rush. And as you come to this upright seated position, once again, feel everything that roots you to the earth. Press down into your sit bones. And as you elongate the spine and lift the heart, take one more breath in as you sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, draw all the good stuff back into your heart center. Thank you so much for joining me. So do sign up for my newsletter where you'll get lots of practices sent to you. I don't bombard you, but if you just want to hear what we're doing here in Southampton and have a little poetry sent to you, then please do sign up. Thank you so much. Namaste.